Ready when you are, Pam.
That one cracks me up.
Oh my
Peyton.
God, look at that face. Hey, Peyton.
Whoops. Alrighty. I will bring this Town of Vinalhaven Select Board meeting to order for Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. Roll call, Tom Anthony, Eric Gasparini, Leslie Dyer, myself, Peyton Warren on Zoom, Elizabeth Bunker, and Marjorie Stratton. Number 2, approve agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Number 3, minutes. Approve the minutes for May 12th, 2026 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Number 4, approve and sign treasurer's warrant number 47.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Just give someone else a turn.
Tom's not gonna second. He's busy over there.
I'm letting Eric,
Yeah,
he likes to hear his voice. so-
that's right. That's right. Number 5, communications.
I think I forwarded this to you, the inspection report for the Ambrose Hill Park.
Yep.
And I sent it to you, so that's the only communication that
The
I have.
monitor's report.
Right,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Anybody need a copy of this, or, okay.
All set, thank you. Number 6, speakers from the floor. Elizabeth?
Oh, you want me to go
You
now?
go,
Me now?
you.
Just letting the board know, I received a amended liquor license application from Sherry's Kitchen, from beer and wine to beer, wine, and spirits. And if the board is okay, I will approve that tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Consensus or motion?
Consensus is fine.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
Okay, great,
okay.
thanks. Number 7, committee and departmental reports and appointments. Now, 7A, downtown project. Gabe?
Hi, everyone. Let's see, so updates, things are moving along, just thanking the community again. Thanks everyone for your patience and for, dealing with the single lane traffic or detours when they happen. We did just find out that, rather than going back to the downtown parking lot, they've finished up in front of Homeport Public Safety Building, and they're gonna head back to toward the ferry terminal. So we just put this out and just sent an email to the co-op and Oaks and Beans and Fox Island, just notifying people that starting tomorrow and likely going to the end of the week. I'm not sure if it extends into next week. It might, but we'll know more once they're there tomorrow. But it'll be from the roadway that extends from the fish plant parking lot corner where Greets Eats is to kind of like the center of maybe like the Fisherman's Co-op parking lot. So starting to go around that corner by the sands, but that will be putting in a stormwater pipe, but then also they need to excavate the existing structures that are in there. So they'll likely do the laying in of the new pipe and then taking out of the old pipe. So Kevin and I talked about it this afternoon. It looks like, it'll be single lane traffic, most likely single lane traffic, and then there could be possible road closures. We're going to know more tomorrow, but just for everyone to keep in mind that there is going to be construction happening there. If you're headed to the ferry, or coming from the ferry, take that into account. If they have to detour people, they'll send them around the sands. And again, if anyone has specific questions, about like when is what happening, you can contact Kevin And his number is in the emails we send out, in the Facebook messages we send out, and on the website. He's there, day to day with the crew, so he knows what's happening in real time. And just another note is that there will be calcium chloride applied to the dirt areas to try to mitigate the dust, because we know that's a factor with that dust kind of blowing, especially near residences. So we're trying to do the best we can with that as well. I'm sure it won't be perfect, but there's not much more that can be done other than the calcium chloride. So um, yeah, so that's happening. Boat ramps, the boat ramps themselves are completed. It's just the approaches that Ford Enterprises are working on. So there's going to be, each approach will be paved. So they've been working on just setting up for pavement, and I believe they've finished at the downtown parking lot and have moved back to the fish plant parking lot to try to get that prepped for paving. I don't have a specific ETA on the pavement, but I think it's supposed to happen soon. I'm not sure if Millie knows more than I do about that. I don't think that Kevin was 100% on when the paving was happening either, but I know there was some coordination, they're trying to do some coordination there. And then the tree, the spruce tree came down today. I'm sure folks went by or were going by while that was happening. You had to be aware of that. That's a little sad that the tree had to come down, but it was directly over the water main, so it need to be removed in order for the water main project to move forward. So, and it had to be removed before June 1st because of permitting considerations. So that has happened. And as in terms of the water project, JBI has said they want to have temporary water installed in June. We're still sort of waiting for what that plan is going to look like. So if we have contacted you directly, community members who have properties that will be impacted, you would have heard from us already, and we will keep you informed. Hopefully we'll know more soon, and just rest assured that you will be directly involved in knowing what is happening, and we're going to try to time things to make it convenient for you. And really what happens is, they set up the temporary water line, and then there's a period of time when there isn't water access as they switch over from the main to the temp water. So just so people know, like, it hasn't happened yet. There isn't a clear date on when it's happening. We just know June is what we've heard. So we will do our best to give you fair warning and make sure you're involved in that plan. And again, we would have already reached out to you via email or another way of communicating. I'm trying to think if there's other things right now. We're still waiting to hear. We probably won't know till July about that $2 million MIAF. Sorry, I have to go back. It's not MIAF, excuse me. And no one's gonna know what that means anyway. I won't use acronyms.
Thank you.
Working waterfront, public working waterfront infrastructure fund is what we applied to get an additional $2 million to go toward the marine components of the downtown parking lots project. We won't know until July if we get that funding. Woodard and Curran is working on doing a revised cost estimate for the project, kind of based on the responses that we received through the bids, to try to get a better understanding of pricing and where people were sourcing their pricing from. So when they're going to kind of try to revise that, and we'll review that. But anyway, so just so people know, like, the pause button is on the parking lots, but we're trying to get it to go back out to bid by the fall, because we don't want it to go too far, because it needs to kind of be part of this overall project and not kind of happen after. So anyway, I'm trying to think if there's anything else right now that we have for an update. I don't know if anyone else there has has a,
Eric,
so,
Eric has a question for
okay,
you.
thanks, Eric.
Hi, Gabe.
Hi.
So yeah, I'm just reading this email now. He sent about half an hour ago. I meant to ask Kevin to let me know maybe a day in advance, when they were going to start there at the co-op parking lot. But is the parking lot going to be affected at all? Access to the parking lot? Do I need to let fishermen know starting tonight, the handful of guys that park there, don't park there because you might get blocked in?
Can you access it from both? It has two entrances, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't,
Either from Bobby and Kathy's side or at the corner there,
yeah.
close to the ferry terminal, yeah.
They're not supposed to make it so a place is inaccessible. I would ask that you call Kevin. He's fine if you want to call him tonight. He
I
really
will.
we really just found out about this like, not too long ago. So, um, I don't think you will, maybe one of the entrances, but they're not going to work on the whole span at once, obviously. So,
Okay.
and I think you'll always be able to get in and out from the sands side of things.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks. Yeah,
that's
I'll
my
get in touch with him.
understanding, but I would say check with Kevin to make sure also too that yeah, he knows what the needs are. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yep.
Millie, did you,
Yeah,
were you before Leslie, I
I
think?
was. So Gabe, after I got
Sorry.
your email, I checked in with Sam, just to remind him that we needed flaggers on site. And he said that they're gonna start on catch basin 1 in the morning, which will require a full road closure.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
Will that be an
I
all
will,
day thing that you know of?
no, it
Okay.
won't be all day, but he's not sure how long. They're gonna start pipe connection there, so it will.
Okay.
It'll
Okay.
go
So,
from there, but that goes completely across, that line runs completely across, so.
okay. Um,
Millie, for clarification, could you just explain what number one is catch, CB1, could you just
The
say?
exact location, I have
Yes.
to look on the, map, but I think it's the one that is directly across from where Greet Eats is, just
Okay.
before the co-op.
Yep,
I think that's catch basin 1.
I think you're correct.
yeah. Yeah, I would say that is correct. Okay. So anyone listening to this and everyone here, it looks like there will be temporary road closure, which means a detour around the sands. As far as we know, right, Millie? A detour around the
Yeah,
sands?
I mean, I'll be down there in the morning when they get there and look at alternatives, because if we can possibly get them through the Town Wharf parking lot, we'll do that instead, but it
Yeah.
might not be possible depending on where the first cut starts.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I can follow up with folks that I emailed to just to make sure they're aware in case
Yeah.
like Beans has to go get bait or something like that. Like, so we think the road closure will be the first part of the day?
Correct.
And okay. Okay.
Is that
All right.
after the 7 AM
Yeah, they
ferry
don't,
gets in?
they fly over at 7:30.
Oh,
Okay.
they all fly in,
That was
yeah.
my question, because we're on the first boat, so that's my,
No,
that
you,
was my
you'll
question.
be fine, it'll be 8 o'clock before they're actually shutting things down probably.
Okay,
Okay.
good to know.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
sorry about like short notices on this. I feel like we're doing the best we can. There's always an issue with like what materials they have and like where they can go next based on the materials they have. So, um, it's really sort of we get a 2 week schedule, like a lookout, and it gives us an idea of where the work is going to be. But, construction is construction, so it's like on the ground decisions are being made, and we're just trying to stay as on top of it as we can in terms of letting people know what's happening when it's an imperfect process. But yeah, anyway,
Done.
again, reach out to Kevin, folks, if anyone has specific questions, and keep it in mind when you're going to the ferry tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay, anything else? Any more questions? Okay, we'll move on to Public Works, 7B. Milsu,
Same old, Pam. fixing roads.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
that's good.
So we pulled out of Calvin's Neck, while Dusty was on vacation because I needed that person on the ground to help with traffic and such, so I'm hoping that, possibly tomorrow we'll get back up in that area. There's a lot of work to be done there, between ditching and places where the road is starting to look really bad and some culverts that need to be replaced, so we'll be up there on and off for a while. And then we're gonna start on the North Haven end by Hopkins Point and get that ready for paving this summer. And that's really it, just our summer. You know, one day we're trimming trees, the next day we're filling potholes, and the next day we're ditching.
Do you know how much the price of asphalt has?
I locked in,
Oh,
for the
you-
winter.
yeah.
I have a contract for the
Okay.
winter that I-
Good.
So ours shouldn't change.
But do you have any idea what the change would be if you?
I forwarded you, I've
Yeah,
got a
yeah, and
couple letters.
he sent, they send it out
It's a lot.
automatically. It's a fairly good, it's almost $10 or $15 a ton increase. So, and a ton doesn't go very far.
Right,
So
yeah. Okay, anything else?
that's it for me.
I did have a question I forgot to ask about the, I've had people ask about the 4th of July. Will it be held in the parking lot? Does anybody know? for
Yes.
sure yet?
As, at this point where, that's going back out to bid later, we're gonna have obviously some work being done in there with drainage, but, we're anticipating and hoping right now that it will be in the parking lot as planned. But we are ready to move it fast if we need to, it's just would be a little different.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I was curious too, because I thought at our meeting last week or whenever it was, that it was mentioned that it might not be available, the parking lot.
Right, the way the plans look and everything sounds, I feel like it's gonna be okay. I mean, we might have some spaces there or something, but, you know, we'll work with it and figure it out. And
Yep.
if we need to top it off with, if they have any cuts, cross cuts or anything like that out there, we can top it off with gravel and compact it, you know, a few days before they leave for the 4th of July break or what have you. And I think it will be there. Fingers crossed, but that's the plan.
Okay. Well, that's good to know for people that have been asking
Yeah.
about that, so, thank
The
you.
committee is not planning on just giving it up this year like we had to during COVID, but,
Right,
we will have it one way or another, whether it be in the parking lot or elsewhere. It's
okay.
just- That's what we're gonna keep it
It'll
right
be,
now.
it'll all be fine.
It will.
And as always, leave your dogs home. Please.
Yeah, that should be a no-brainer. Okay, moving on to 8, old business. Not,
Did you wanna give Alan a chance to speak, or,
does he wanna speak now?
but it's nothing on the agenda.
No, I know, I didn't know what you wanna do.
I can speak in new business.
Okay, whatever you wanna do. Okay. Knox County contract.
Well, I didn't receive anything back from the county, for us to look at and approve. He said, after the meeting with our team, this is Arthur Smith, Captain Smith, email. After speaking with our team to discuss the potential changes that you, your attorney, and the select board wish to implement, I wanted to share our collective insights. We've come to a consensus that we will maintain the current payment structure and language regarding housing. Altering these parameters will impose a greater financial burden on the county. This encompasses various obligations such as workers' compensation, PFMLA, that's that Paid Family and Medical Leave Act, insurance, and other contributions. Furthermore, it's important to note that Pam and I had a meeting with him, I guess this is what this paragraph refers to. Furthermore, it is important to note that we have reached consensus regarding the minor linguistic modifications discussed during our recent Teams meeting, particularly in relation to the Board of Selectmen meetings and language from attempt to will, which is the same language as the previous contract.
We changed
I'm
it.
not 100% sure what he means by that.
I didn't
but anyway.
understand that either.
We changed, it was, will attempt
I remember
to,
that.
and then we just changed it to will provide
Yeah.
40
But
hours.
I didn't understand
I don't
where they
understand.
stand
right.
with it
Yeah,
from this paragraph.
it's very convoluted, but that's what,
Anyway, so I said, well, please send us a draft contract that we can look at. So, and I didn't receive anything, so that's where I am with that.
And that was, yeah, right after we got that
Not
email.
unexpected. Sounds like a pretty common issue.
yeah, and affecting all of that, that's,
Okay. Number 9, new business, Alan.
Okay, I sent, I received some questions from the ferry office here regarding the procedures for the overlength trucks. And I think Rockland's confusing the overlength truck permits with construction priorities in regards to the fact that JBI is doing the project, so he needs the town's priorities to bring his equipment over. But when he needs to bring his lowboy trailers over with the big excavators and stuff on it, those take an overlength permit, and those are dependent on the tides. You can't just say, I'm bringing my excavator out Thursday morning. You
Right.
say, no, you gotta go to the port captain or the port captain's position, whatever it is now, with an overlength permit, and they tell you to bring that truck on a boat, you're gonna have to come, say, Wednesday, because that's the only day the tides are gonna be where you can get on and off, causing damage to either our equipment or yours or both.
right,
And so they've been flat out telling Kathy down here that you don't get a permit, you don't get a priority when you do the overlength permits. And I can tell you from my experience, I worked there for 16 years and we always did an overlength permit. And they always planned it not on, they always planned it on, at the time it was the Curtis, but it was the Rockland run. And they would match the tides up to the Rockland run, because that's, our boat already had truck reserves. You can't put an overlength truck on when we already had a trailer truck reserved on the Philbrook or the Curtis or whatever we had at the time. And they always say, okay, we're gonna let him, you can only come on Thursday. So you don't tell the guy, well, just show up on Thursday and get here early enough so that you can sit in line until 10:30 boat rolls around. No, we give them the priorities, that be here, that's your reservation. You come over at 10:30, you go back at noon, or 1, depending on what summer or winter. And Tracy in the office over there saying, well, she's been with the ferry service for 15 years and they don't give priorities on the overlength permits. And I go, yes, you do. So anyway, so in the tariff, item 12 in the tariff covers all the priorities and reservations and stuff. And I just suggested, and I sent my draft to Marjorie for the evening, because we used to always get our stuff run through the selectmen before we took it to the advisory board. And it was just to add the subparagraph that goes from 1 to 4. I said, add in subparagraph 5 for the overlength and special configuration trucks, including but not limited to low bed construction equipment handling trailers, the tank and the bulk material trailers that have the pipes and valves underneath the beds, the live action trailers that they use when they bring stuff out for the soccer field. And like when Boggs used to bring their mobile homes over, the modular units, they always have to take those 80-foot trolleys back, the trailers just go back. But they still slide and drag when they're going on the boat if the tide is wrong. So you need to have the tides right for that. And I just said, instead of just saying, I said they should add it to the tariff, that when they approve that they make the reservation at the same time, so that I mean, these trucks and these oversized trucks, the guys, they're costing a lot of money to get them brought here. And you can't just schedule them on a whim, say, oh, if you're down there and if this, and the gods are all in agreement, you can get on the boat. Well, you know, you got to be able to get them down here and back. And I think they're confusing the overlength priority versus the municipals, because Tracy told her, all you gotta do is have JBI go through Marjorie in the town and get a town priority on it every time he wants to bring that stuff over. I said, it doesn't work that way. You can't do that with overlength stuff. You can do it with, I need a dump truck, or I gotta bring a trash truck, or the propane or whatever, that's one thing. But the overlength, that's a tide specific, and you can't make those
I need to clarify.
without, and I saw that EJ said that they were working on some kind of a procedure, but I'm gonna bring this up at the meeting this week. That, because I've got an advisory board meeting on
Right.
Thursday, and I'm gonna bring it up, that those overlength permits, I don't know why Tracy's saying that they've never in 15 years done that. They were doing it 8 years ago when I retired.
Yeah, so I'll just give you my perspective. So Alan did send me that. And then there were a series of emails that EJ sent to you and I both. And my understanding from EJ, from one of his emails, is that this is not a tariff change, that this is just a policy discussion between the administration over there and the two terminals. So at one point I said, well, if we are going to request a tariff change, then we need to bring it to the select board, and the select board would approve it and then send it on to the powers that be,
Powers that
you
be,
know.
right, yeah,
So when
yeah.
they do a amendment to the tariff, then this could be included. But then I felt like it was concluded that it wouldn't be a tariff change, it was just a policy.
That's why I put in that last email, I said I thought there was a disconnect between municipal priority and I think the reason that they're looking at it from the other angle is because it's JBI.
So do you
It's
think it's,
primarily the low bed in question, and he's also the municipal priority that we have right now for his
but
stuff.
do you still think it's a tariff change?
I think so.
Oh,
Based
so
on
you-
based on my conversations with Tracy over there, I think it is. And
Okay, so I
talked
guess
to
there's a
Kath- I
difference of opinion between EJ, who is
Yeah.
the manager over
Mhm.
there, and, you know, so yes, by all means,
And I talked to
ask the
Peter
question.
Drury, because I asked him, I said, because Nick used to be the port captain. And he was
Yeah.
port captain when I started dealing with these overland permits.
Right.
And Peter thought that they had put it into the ferry service policy book, not the tariff.
Right, that's what I get from EJ, that it's a policy.
But I would look through the policy book, and unless they haven't updated the policy book in the Vinalhaven office recently, there's nothing in there about the overlength trucks. There's things in there about all different kinds of stuff, but nothing about the overlength truck.
Okay.
And I think if you're gonna try to get some semblance of continuity over there, that it has to be in a tariff.
Mhm.
Because otherwise, all they can do is just point fingers at each other and deny any knowledge of it.
No, they do.
And I just think that it should be, I mean, it's right, we've got everything else covered as far as priorities go, but nothing about that, and I think that would be a good place to put it.
And it's certainly, what makes the difference if it's whose truck it is?
Right.
It does, you know.
Right.
The difference is, they're saying, like, if we need a priority, all we have to do is have
No, I
Debbie
understand
make
that,
them a policy, but you can't.
but it doesn't matter if it's JBI or
Some other
Tom
company.
Anthony's
Right.
company. What makes the difference whose company it is? It's
Well,
still
I
the same
think-
tide-related issue.
I think they're confusing the tide-related part, because it's JBI, and you've got all these priorities. We need, JBI's gotta bring over 2 dump trucks, and he's gotta bring over gravel, and he's gotta bring over his front-end loaders, and oh, by the way, he's got an excavator on a long overlength drop gooseneck trailer, and they're just confusing. Oh, all you gotta do is have Debbie just put in a letter and we'll send it over. No, you can't do that with an overlength truck.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Cause I remember, cause I was on the boat the night that it happened, was when they were doing, they did the test borings for the sewer project. And we had the low bed trailer with two of those test drills on it. And they went to come off the boat on the Rockland side, and the gooseneck trailer separated because the tide was too high. It fetched up on the boat and it separated, and they had to pull off the dock and wait for Proc to bring a crane over to lift the trailer. So everybody was sitting on the boat for an hour and a half, waiting for that crane to come across the harbor to lift that trailer up so they could put it back together. And that's because they didn't have an overland permit for a gooseneck trailer, and it separated on the dock.
Well, you'd think they'd understand that the things go by the tide sometimes.
You're
Right, I
talking-
mean,
It
you're
is talking
people
about
over there that don't like
the ocean
it's
and
not
Yeah.
rocket science.
tide comes and goes.
That's the main.
You're
Okay.
talking to people that don't think that Islanders should have any real say in what they do.
Well, we should.
Yes, we should.
All
So
right.
I'm gonna bring that up with you guys' permission. I'm gonna bring that up at the meeting this week.
Okay.
And at
Thank you.
least get it entered into their minutes and on their board of discussion. We'll talk old business next meeting and see where it goes.
Thank you, Al.
Thank
And
you.
you're gonna, yeah, are you going to that meeting also?
Yes, I will be able to go. I haven't been for like a couple of meetings
Yeah.
because of conflicts.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, great, thanks, Al.
Thank you.
MDOT construction, Maine DOT construction oval limit permit.
This is just something to do with their parking lot project that's going back out to bid and the permitting that they need from us.
Okay,
There's a form to sign. We agree that a construction over limit permit will be issued to
Oh,
the
yeah.
contractor for the above referenced project, allowing the contractor to haul non-divisible over limit loads on municipal ways.
When,
Well, they're just going back out to bid.
okay.
That's the project that was supposed to be
Right,
this summer,
right.
but then,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't really
Came in more
know.
expensive
I mean,
than they planned.
Yeah.
Seems to be a trend.
Billy?
my only concern would be if they're gonna come into the North Haven ferry landing, if it does go out to bid and there is a contract, you know, we do have a lot of roads that are getting weak, that they could cause a significant amount of damage with too, so. I mean, if they're just coming off the ferry and going into their parking lot, that's one thing, but coming down those roads could be difficult and damaging and costly to us.
Understood. Excuse me. Okay, anything further on this subject? Number 10, report of town manager.
I just have a couple of things. Elizabeth does this transfer station spreadsheet for me, and I noticed that the revenue for this year is already significantly more than last year, and we've still got 2 months to go. So at the end of April, the revenue was 197,280, and last year for the entire fiscal year, it was 185,000. So that's good news, really, that we're
Yeah.
collecting more money at the transfer station. And I wanted to ask you about starting to hear some, not really complaints, but questions about the structure that was burned over on East, I think that's the corner of East Boston and School Street. And, you know, I thought about maybe just writing a letter as a first step to say, well, let me ask you this question, though. I mean, would you be prepared to start a dangerous building proceeding? I mean, that's the course that the selectmen would need to take if we wanted to force the issue, in other words.
Right.
To, you know, to stabilize the structure or take it down. I mean, that's the point that people are asking about, like, you know, what's going on with that? And
I mean, is it
They
a,
get it down.
is it a physical danger to the public, or is it just an eyesore?
Well, there have been, some comments about some activity there that I'm not, it's just, to me, it's just a rumor. So I don't really know what's going on in the building, so.
I mean, if people are on the property and shouldn't be, and it's a dangerous situation, I mean, it looks like a dangerous
Well,
building.
maybe a better first step then would be to ask the code officer to take a look, to see if they think it's,
It might not be a bad idea.
to see if it's any kind of a structural problem, or,
Yes, Mel Sue.
I'm gonna say, can we just take it down?
Where,
They wanna take it down.
have the
well,
owners,
that's, what you're talking about is doing the dangerous building
Yeah.
proceeding. We can't take it down without going through that legal procedure.
but do the owners, are they aware of this, that we might do that?
Oh,
Have
there's
you
a
talked
whole,
to them?
there's a whole legal process that you would have to go through, but I
Right.
thought, so I think the first step would be to have the code officer go and then just initially write them a letter and say, you know, what are your plans?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, our, the select board would have to start, you know, a legal proceeding for a dangerous building.
Right.
And that would be the next step, so I think that's what I should do.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Does that sound like a
I
plan?
agree with you.
What do you think?
Yeah.
All right. I'll do that. And that's all I have, unless you have any questions for me about anything else?
No, I guess we're all set. Peyton, you have anything you wanna add or ask? No, okay. We'll move on to 11, report of members.
Also,
Oh, good.
I just wanted to express my condolences to the Wadley family,
yeah,
and that's all I had.
Okay. I'm all set. Number 12, adjourn, motion to adjourn,
So moved.
second.
all in favor? Thank you, Millie, I'm so glad you approved of that.
Bye, Gabe. Bye, Peyton.
That was good.
That's good of you.
Very nice of you.